The Chrysler Voyager or Chrysler Grand Voyager is a luxury minivan sold by the Chrysler division of American automobile manufacturer Chrysler Group LLC. For most of its existence, vehicles bearing the Chrysler Voyager nameplate have been sold exclusively outside the United States, primarily in Europe and Mexico. The Voyager was introduced in Europe in 1988 as a rebadged version of the Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager sold in the United States, and has evolved with the Caravan, Plymouth Voyager, and Chrysler Town Country since. Vehicles bearing the Chrysler Voyager nameplate were briefly sold in the United States from 2001 to 2003 as a rebadged version of the short-wheelbase variant of the Plymouth Voyager following the 2001 folding of the Plymouth division of DaimlerChrysler AG. Together with its nameplate variants, the Chrysler minivans have ranked as the 13th best-selling automotive nameplate worldwide, with over 12 million sold. The European Chrysler Voyager was first released in 1988, nearly identical to its American counterpart, the Plymouth Voyager. The only visual differences between the two were the head-tail lights and grille. Besides the slightly different appearance, the European Voyagers were sold with different engines, including diesel engines, which are popular in Europe. And the trim was different. They were also available with manual transmission and a foot-operated emergency brake. The current European Chrysler Grand Voyagers are very similar to the 2008 and later Chrysler Town Country cars, and are sold only in the long wheelbase version. Although now produced solely in Ontario, Canada, the Grand Voyagers are still available with diesel engines as standard. These diesel engines are based on a modern double-overhead cam common rail design from VM Motori of Italy. Since 2011, the Voyager is sold under the Lancia badge in Europe to strengthen the Chrysler Lancia integration, though it remains branded as the Chrysler Voyager in the United Kingdom and Ireland. First generation, 1988 to Euro 1990 models sold in Europe were Dodge Caravans rebranded as Chryslers. In America, Caravan was sold alongside a similar Plymouth Voyager counterpart. Europe's Chrysler Voyager was nearly identical to the American Dodge Caravan except that V6 power was not available for the European version. American models were offered in most states with either a 2.50L four-cylinder or a 3.0L Mitsubishi V6 engine. After 1989, the Mitsubishi V6 didn't meet emissions standards in California and several northeastern states. In those locales, the 3.3L engine was offered in place of the 3.0L engines, 2.5L Ki4, 3.3L EGA V6, 3.0L Mitsubishi 6G72 V6. Second generation, 1991 to Euro 1995 models in Europe are rebadged Dodge Caravans, although the Caravan in the USA was sold alongside the Chrysler Voyager and counterparts. For 1991, the Chrysler Voyager in Europe was identical to the Plymouth Voyager in the United States except that the 3.8L V6 was not available for the Chrysler Voyager. Base models of the Voyager were offered in most states with either a 2.50L four-cylinder or a 3.0L Mitsubishi V6 engine, except in California and several northeastern states, where the Mitsubishi V6 didn't meet emissions standards. In those locales, the 3.3L engine was offered instead. There are also military modifications and modifications to South Africa with the increase in fuel tanks that are 240 and 360 litres. Starting from 1994 was offered for European market 2.5L turbo diesel produced by VM Motori. The 1991 to Euro 1995 Chrysler Voyager's mesh grille is related to a Dodge Caravan in the United States. It was also the final generation with manual transmission. Engines, 2.5L Ki4, 2.5L VM425 turbo diesel, 3.0L Mitsubishi 6G72 V6, 3.3L EGA V6, 3.8L EGH V6. Third generation. 1996 to Euro 1999 models in Mexico are rebadged Dodge Caravans, although the Caravan was sold alongside the Voyager. For 2000, the Chrysler Voyager was identical to the Plymouth Voyager except that the 3.8L V6 was not available for the Chrysler Voyager. Base models of the Voyager were offered in most states with either a 2.40L four-cylinder or a 3.0L Mitsubishi V6 engine, except in California and several northeastern states, where the Mitsubishi V6 didn't meet emissions standards. In those locales, the 3.3L engine was offered instead. For European market were offered also 2.0L straight-four SOHC and DOHC engines and 2.5L turbo diesel produced by VM Motory. European market vans also came in a 6-passenger model with 6 captain's chairs, not available elsewhere. Engines, 2.0L A588 i4 SOHC, 2.0L ECC i4 DOHC, 2.4L EDZ i4. 2.5L VM425 i4 turbo diesel, 3.3L EGA V6, 3.8L EGH V6, 3.0L Mitsubishi 6G72 V6, safety. According to Euro NCAP crash test results, the 1996 model Chrysler Voyager did so badly in the frontal impact that it earned no points, making it the worst of the group. The body structure became unstable and the steering column was driven back into the driver's chest and head. The 2006 model Chrysler Voyager fared little better, achieving just 19% in the frontal impact test, with an overall score of 2 stars out of a possible 5. However, chest compression measurements on the test dummy indicated an unacceptably high risk of serious or fatal injury. As a result, the final star in the adult occupant rating is struck through. Despite the bad results in the Euro NCAP crash tests, statistics from the real world indicate that this is not the whole picture. Folksam is a Swedish insurance company that in May 2009 published a report on injuries and survivability of 172 car models. The 88 to Euro 96 generation got a real-world rating of average, and the 96-00 generation got a rating called safest. 4th generation. From 2001 to 2003, the Voyager was offered in the SWB model only, replacing the SWB Plymouth Voyager. It resembled the Town & Country more than the previous generation. The only major cosmetic difference besides the trim was the placement of the Chrysler emblem on the grille. After the 2003 model year, the Voyager was discontinued and replaced by the Chrysler Town & Country, SWB model. Engines, 2001 a Euro 2003 3.3L EGA V6, 2001 a Euro 2003 3.8L EGH V6, 2001 a Euro 2003 2.4L EDZ i4, 2009 a Euro present 3.0L 6G72 V6, year-to-year changes, 2000. The Voyager is sold as a Plymouth and as a Chrysler, with the same options and features, however the Chrysler versions have sticker prices of about $500 USD more. 2001, the Chrysler Voyager was completely redesigned for this year as were the other Chrysler minivans. It was now only sold under the Chrysler mark. No Grand LWB versions are sold. Some new features include side airbags and an optional navigation system. 2002, either a VCR or a DVD-based rear seat entertainment system was a new optional, dealer installed on all 2002 Voyagers. A high-value entry-level model, the EC was offered this year along with the base and LX models. All 2002 Voyagers now used a 4-speed automatic transmission. 2003, power adjustable brake and accelerator pedals were available on 2003 Voyagers. Anti-lock brakes remained optional for the upscale LX, but were no longer available for base Voyagers. The Voyager was discontinued after this year and was replaced by the little-changed SWB Town & Country. In Europe, Chrysler began offering the Voyager with the first generation, followed by the second generation model in 2001, with a new engine range a Euro including larger, more economical diesel engines and more fuel-efficient petrol engines. The 4th generation Grand Voyager continues to be produced in China for that market alongside the 4th generation Dodge Grand Caravan. 5th generation, Chrysler introduced the new Grand Voyager for 2008 and successfully positioned it in the automotive market as a luxury MPV suited for large families. The Grand Voyager is visually identical to the Chrysler Town Country, which is sold in the North American and South American markets. In similar fashion to the other large multi-purpose vehicles on the market, the Grand Voyager is sold with a standard diesel engine in Europe. However, the seating is arranged in the 2-2-3 layout common in North America, rather than the 2-3-2 layout often seen in SUVs and MPVs in Europe. On right-hand drive models, the gear shift lever is placed on a floor-mounted console between the seats, in contrast to the instrument panel positioning found on LHD models. Standard engine, 2008 Euro present, 2.8 LCRDI4, 163 HP at 3800 RPMs and 265 lb-AFT at 1600 RPMs. The 2009 Grand Voyager with diesel motor gets a combined fuel economy of 9.3 L/100 km. Optional engine on top of the range-limited models, 2008 Euro 2010, 3.8 LEGH V6, 197 HP at 5200 RPM and 230 lb-AFT at 4000 RPM, 2010 Euro present, 3.6 L Pentastar V6, 283 HP at 6600 RPM and 260 lb-AFT at 4800 RPM. All engines are paired with Chrysler's 62Te 6-speed automatic transmission with variable line pressure technology. Lancia Voyager. All Voyagers sold from October 2011 onwards in continental Europe are sold under the Lancia brand. The Chrysler-branded variant continues to be sold in the United Kingdom, Ireland, Russia, South Korea, Singapore, and China, as Lancia does not have sales operations in those markets. The Lancia Voyager is the successor of the Lancia Fedra in the Lancia range. European engines. The Lancia version is offered with engines compliant with Euro V emission standards. Safety. Seating features. The Chrysler Voyager has incorporated various seating systems for their minivans to enhance interior flexibility. Integrated child safety seats. In 1992, Chrysler introduced a second-row bench seat integrating two child booster seats. These seats continued as an available option through fifth generation until they were discontinued in 2010. Easy-out roller seats. In 1996, Chrysler had introduced a system of seats to simplify installation, removal, and repositioning, Euro-marketed as easy-out roller seats. The system remained in use throughout the life of the Chrysler Voyager. When installed, the seats are latched or floor-mounted strikers. When unlatched, 8 rollers lift each seat, allowing it to be rolled fore and aft. Tracks have located depressions for rollers, thus enabling simple installation. Ergonomic levers at the seat backs release the floor latches single-handedly without tools and raise the seats onto the rollers in a single motion. Additionally, seat backs were designed to fold forward. Seat roller tracks are permanently attached to the floor and seat stanchions are aligned, facilitating the longitudinal rolling of the seats. Bench seat stanchions were moved inboard to reduce bending stress in the seat frames, allowing them to be lighter. When configured as 2- and 3-person benches, the easy-out roller seats could be unwieldy. Beginning in 2001, second and third row seats became available in a quad configuration, a Euro bucket or captain chairs in the second row and a third row 3-person 50/50 split bench, a Euro with each section weighing under 50 lb. Stone-go seating. In 2005, Chrysler introduced a system of second and third row seating that folded completely into underfloor compartments, a Euro marketed as stow-and-go seating and exclusively available on long wheelbase models. In a development program costing $400 million, engineers used an erector set to initially help visualize the complex interaction of the design and redesigned underfloor components to accommodate the system, a Euro including the spare tire well, fuel tank, exhaust system, parking brake cables, rear climate control lines, and the rear suspension. Even so, the new seating system precluded incorporation of an AWD system, effectively ending that option for the Chrysler minivans. The system in turn creates a combined volume of 12 cubic feet of underfloor storage when second-row seats are deployed. With both row folded, The vans have a flat load floor and a maximum cargo volume of 160.7 cubic feet. The Stow-N-Go system received the popular Science magazine's Best of What's New for 2005 award. The Stow-N-Go system is not offered on the Volkswagen Routan, a rebadged nameplate variant of the Chrysler minivans. Swivel-N-Go seating. Chrysler introduced a seating system in 2008, marketed as Swivel-N-Go. In the seating system, two full-size second-row seats swivel to face the third row. A detachable table can be placed between the second and third row seats. The Swivel-N-Go seating system includes the third-row seating from the Stow-N-Go system. These Swivel-N-Go seats are manufactured by Interior Corporation, a division of Magna. The tracks, risers and swivel mechanisms are assembled by Camslide, a division of Interior. The swivel mechanism was designed by and is produced by Toyo Seat USA Corporation. The system is noted for its high strength. The entire load of the seat in the event of a crash is transferred through the swivel mechanism, which is almost twice as strong as the minimum government requirement. The swivel mechanism includes bumpers that stabilize the seat while in the lock position. When rotated, the seat comes off these bumpers to allow easy rotation. The seat is not meant to be left in an unlocked position or swiveled with the occupant in it, although this will not damage the swivel mechanism. Production worldwide. In the early years of its marketing, the Voyagers were produced in North America and were exported to Europe. In 1991, the first Voyagers were produced in Austria, at the Eurostar plant nearby Graz. Eurostar was a joint venture between Chrysler and the Austrian company Steer Daimler Puch. It was later acquired by DaimlerChrysler and finally the plant was sold to Magna Steyr in 2002. The minivan production ended there at the end of 2007. Units produced in Austria were marketed in Europe, Asia and Africa. They were built with gasoline and diesel engines, with manual transmission version, in short wheelbase and long wheelbase versions, and in right and left-hand drive versions. The fifth-generation Voyagers have been exported to Europe from Windsor, Canada, where they are produced. Beginning in October 2011, they were exported and sold as the Lancia Voyager in most European markets, as Chrysler operations were merged with those of Lancia in many European countries. In the United Kingdom, only the Grand Voyager is marketed. Notes. References: Generations, Chrysler, Dodge and Plymouth minivans. Edmunds.com. Retrieved January 3, 2006. 2001 Euro 2003 Chrysler Voyager prices and reviews. 2009 Grand Voyager road test. Parker's UK Chrysler Grand Voyager car review access date equals June 22, 2010. External links. Chrysler.com. A Euro 2001 Chrysler Voyager homepage. Through Internet Archive. Chrysler Minivan Club website. Olpa Minivan section. Creation, each generation, tech, rumors, 2006 Chrysler Voyager site from Chrysler UK, Voyager 2002, 2005, 2007, 2008, Technical Guide Manual.